Hey everyone, today I am making 4 cards playing with some sprays and a random household item. So these are all the sprays that I actually currently own. So I had them all out because I wasn't quite sure which ones I was going to use. And I did plan on only making 2 cards. So I have 2 card bases out, or 2 panels and 2 card bases off to the side. And I've got my splatter box here. I'm going to set one of the panels aside. And this is my random household item. This is the mesh packaging that garlic comes in. I bought a 3-pack of garlic and thought that would look cool as a stencil. So I am just going to stick the panel inside that garlic mesh, position it the best I can, and I stick it in my splatter box, and I'm using the Weathered Wood Distress Spritz. And I didn't want to smear anything, so I used scissors to cut it. And then I was going to do the next panel, but I decided to stamp with the ink that was left on that. And then for the 3rd panel, I am spraying Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide ink and Antique Bronze Distress Mica Spray. Wow, this is going really fast. Then I stamped it on another panel. So there's the 4 panels. And then I have a couple dies here. I have the Pink and Main Big Hello dies and the Photoplay Laughter dies. So I've cut those out with white cardstock. And I sprayed that hello with the same Weathered Wood Distress Spritz. And I'm just trimming this panel down so that there's a little bit of a white border. Eyeballing it and trimming a little bit more. And then I will go ahead with my Barely Art glue and adhere that panel to the card base. And once that is glued down, I'm going to see what that shadow die of the hello looks like on there. And I pulled out another stamp set by Studio Light, and I think it's just called Hello or Friends Hello, and I chose the one that says Hello, and I stamped it with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I just cut it down to size. And then I'm just making sure that that spritzed hello is nice and dry before I adhere it onto its shadow die, sorry. And once that is all glued on, then I will glue the entire thing onto the card itself. And then glue the little sub-sentiment on, and that one is done for now. And for this card, I'm using that laugh die, and I have the coordinating stamp set, and I am stamping the little sub-sentiment that says till your belly hurts. And I stamped it with Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide ink. Now I'm spritzing the laugh die, trimming down the sub-sentiment, trimming down the panel. And once I have it all the size that I want, I was about to adhere it onto the card. And then I decided that I wanted to take that same Antique Bronze Distress Mica Spray and just kind of splatter some on the card base and on that laugh. And while those are drying, I'm going to cut down the next panel. And then you'll see in a moment I pull out another hello die that I had in my stash that was already pre-done with that same Distress Mica Spray. And I was deciding whether I wanted it on that panel and the laugh on the other one. I think I do go ahead and change those. To add a little something to this panel, I decided to ink up all the edges with Wow Embossing ink and dip them in Wow Metallic Platinum Superfine Embossing Powder. Just helps it stand out a bit more. And once that is done, I will go back to positioning the dies onto the bases or the panels there and then repositioning because I did decide to change them. And I am happy with this placement. So I'm going to go ahead with my glue and adhere that panel down and then adhere that laugh die onto its shadow and then straight onto the card and the little sub-sentiment. And that one's done for now. And then I've pulled out that Studio Light stamp set again, and I've got the sub-sentiment that says Missing Your Voice, which is going to go just under that hello. And I'm going to stamp it with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and heat set it with Wow Metallic Copper Embossing Powder. But it didn't quite take, so I added another layer on top, and then it's good. So now I am just putting this card all together, gluing everything on. And then that one is done for now, and on to the last panel. Now I ran out of my pre-made white card bases, A2 bases that I make up ahead of time, so I grabbed a light purple one out of my stash. And then I went through one of my little bins of pre-stamped, colored, die-cut elements. These ones are from the Backyard Bird Feeder from Lawn Fawn. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down onto this card. Got the little bird feeder, a bunch of little birds. This set is just adorable, so I have several ready in my bin. For the sentiment, I decided to go with My Favorite Things Tweet Greetings, and I went with the one that says Happy Birthday and just stamped it right onto that panel. And I added a white panel on the inside. And I'm pulling out a few gems. I've got some nail art gems and I've got some water droplet gems, and I was kind of playing with some of them to see if I wanted some on these cards, and I believe I went with gems on 2 different cards. So I'm going to take my Barely Art glue and glue all the little gems on. And here are the 4 completed cards. The Hello, I'm Here for You. That one has the spray through the mesh garlic stencil. And then the next one is that leftover spray stamped onto this panel with that cute little bird card, Happy Birthday. And then using that mesh garlic as a stencil again with some oxide sprays and mica sprays, there's this Laugh Till Your Belly Hurts. I love the shimmer of that mica spray. And the last one is that leftover ink stamped onto this panel, Hello, Missing Your Voice. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful day.